So we started collaborating in 2014, and we came into the studio together because we were interested in what it meant to be a woman working in the space of the studio. And we were interested in developing a collaboration around that question.
One of the first things that we did in the studio was make lots of drawings, and we both had a very strong identity for our own practices, so it was a bit of a challenge to work together, and we just thought we would approach it with a material investigation. So we made lots of drawings, we worked with paper, which was something that we both were familiar with. We cut shapes. A lot of the work that we were making ended up being non-representational, and I think that was something we were really interested in.
And we were using some earlier 20th century surrealist techniques to create a space between us that wasn't about my authorship or your authorship, but also kind of surrendered the process a bit to the material. So the paper became a part of it, the cameraless animation became a part of it.
Yes.
And those allowed us to also experiment with chants and play in the studio, which was really became a really fun process.
And the title Mirror Drawing, that refers to a drawing process, and this was one of the initial sort of games that we did in the studio, where we would draw together on a piece of paper, and no one was necessarily leading the drawing, but we would draw and try to follow each other's movements.
At the exact same time.
At the exact same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that really became the kind of focal point of the initial part of our practice, and a lot of the works came from this process.
So this piece is the biggest piece in the show. It's a 80-page bookwork, and it's bound directly to the wall with thread. But every piece in this book is generated from the mirror drawing process. And so we start from the center of the piece and then draw outwards. And in this piece, we are interested in some of the questions around abstraction and what it means to be creating an embodied art practice that is collaborative, but is not about representing our image or our body as as a representational form. So we move in the studio towards more abstract methods.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently we can't talk and draw at the same time, but now we can do something. The process demands that we both be there at the exact same moment. And with the mirror drawing, we've talked a lot about how neither of us can take up more space than the other in the space of the drawing page. And that's it's really nice to come back to that process over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. And there's no sort of leadership in the drawing, we're really trying to draw at the same time. So
it's always a negotiation.
It's always a negotiation, and when the drawing's done too, we don't pay attention to who drew what. So that authorship is really combined.
And in some ways that has some relationship to different kinds of feminist organizing structures. And for us, it's not so literal, but it's more embodied.
Yeah, so the result is an abstract drawing.
And almost everything that we're making is creating an abstract, non-representational piece.
And I think we both look at that in our own, or we identify with that non-representation in our own way. Like Anthea already said, it is about, the drawings are very site-specific, and they're about us being in the space, inhabiting a space at the same time, and kind of, like you could say, queering the space or making the space our
Kind
own.
of like a hybrid space.
A hybrid space,
Yeah.
And
We were interested in Homi Bhabha's idea of the third space, and also Sarah Ahmed's idea of orientation. But it's very non-literal. It's very non-literal and it's very non-representational. But if we were to discuss our identities in a more literal way, we think that intersection points of us together, drawing and making work, are actually interesting.
yeah.